Hello, hello, and welcome, my Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your work, career, and vocation read. Timeless vocation read. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions since 1998. Author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle, link in the description box, and creator on Patreon, patreon.com/drawingthecircle. I am the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hey. Hey, my aqua lungs, my aquariums. Let's get down to business, work, career, vocation reads. If you're new to the channel, it's actually a 3-level of power reading. There is a link in the description box to a YouTube video by Caroline Myss, M-Y-S-S. She's a PhD, talking about the 3 levels of power. We're just using the 3 levels to look at your life purpose as defined with 3 different lenses: work, career, vocation. There are chakras involved, bringing it all into alignment, holistic alignment. Certainly gives you, I think, a more fulfilling yet more challenging adventure on planet Earth. Hence the Kryptonian influence, Mal-El, the last gay of Krypton. Let's get up in this gig. It is a general read. Please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs, particularly to find astrological leverage. Your sun sign may have more leverage in work in one reading. Your moon sign in your career, you'll see why. And, you know, your Venus could very easily, or your rising, any of them could be really, in your vocation, your calling, right? Like your spiritual stuff. Other than that, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace, and let's see what comes out of my mouth. Please take a nice deep breath. And here we go. It's a 12-card spread. We're going to start with 3 Caroline Myss archetype cards. These are the things that are in quotes in the title, so let's see how brave you are. Let's see if you showed up. Here we go, as I call upon the collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. Though it's a general read, let's make this as specific as possible. The 8th chakra dynamics, 1 for their work, 1 for their career, 1 for their vocation, please. So let's start with their work. First level of power, the physical world, survival, intuition. Second level of power, 8th chakra dynamic, please. Their career, their hunger, their passion, their thirst, their creative, intuition. And for their vocation, 3rd level of power, literal, personal, the symbolic, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, mystical. What's going on in their 8th chakra for their calling, their vocation, 8th chakra dynamic? Let's see who we've got. You've got the visionary, which has been popping up quite a bit. Capricorn just got this. Capricorn just got this, and I use these cards in between that reading and this one, and you see how long since I hit record I'm shuffling these cards. So you may want to check out Capricorn if you are dealing with in any way Capricorn vibe. The rebel in your career, so a visionary rebel, I have those 2 pretty strong in my chart. And the knight has made an appearance this series 2 in the Scorpio read, just because I have them written down, just the name of them. Yeah. So we have got a creative family archetype, an action family archetype, and a masculine family archetype, and I love these 3 together. Please, a visionary rebel knight, love. right? A knight, rebel, visionary. You can always read these things both ways, and they make sense in different ways. So let's look at the archetypal dynamics, the shadow and the light, the toxic and the healthy, the lead and the gold, the pain and the peace, right? So this is what's hovering over your head and affecting all your other chakras, what you're attracting, what you're repelling, right, in the game of life here, so that you evolve and you fulfill your life purpose, which is to learn, heal, grow, evolve, become the best that you can be. And when you cross the finish line, you look back and go, oh, that was hot. Right? So let's look at the visionary. The shadow attribute. Now, this is your work world. Selling insights to the highest bidder. Compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. And if you're doing readings on YouTube, that is a severe temptation and one that I resisted. I fell to it a little bit, getting the hang of things. I was like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not dumbing it down. That's why my numbers are low, because I'm not dumbing it down. The light attribute, capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others. That's fun. Cassandra, willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. And I've got that stamped all over my life, so I can relate to this. In your work, maybe you are seeing things that other people are not seeing, you know, and that can play itself out in a lot of different ways, but we've got more cards to look at. The rebel, the revolutionary. In your career, the shadow attribute rejects legitimate authority out of anger. That's key if it's out of anger. Rebels out of peer pressure or fashion, like for the Generation Xers out there, maybe some of the baby boomers. Do you remember New Wave and how it thought it was punk? Yeah. There was no rebellion there. That was fashion, well, style. I wouldn't call it fashion. The light attribute challenges authority to affect social change. So you social justicers out there, reject spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. And this is your inner needs, the second level of power. Physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. You could say this is the masculine lane, the feminine lane, inner yang, yin, and 3 levels of power. This would be the united, the unity, the one from once, the Tao itself. So let's Tao. The Knight archetype here. In your vocation, the shadow attribute, allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle. Romantic delusions. Now let's put the romance aside for a moment. Let's see, an allegiance to a destructive spiritual mystical calling or principle. It's been on the planet for a while. The light attribute, loyalty, romance, and chivalry, a love of honor. And that could be romance, love of the divine too, right? Love to be a K-N-I-G-H-T of love, right? To be a knight of love. And even though it is a masculine family archetype, it is gender neutral. Anyone can have the Knight archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Let's keep going. Daughters of the Moon Tarot will look at the next 4 chakras down. The crown, the third eye, the throat, the heart, your spiritual power, your mental power, your willpower, your emotional power. What's going on the inside here? So even if a court card pops up, it's still inside you. Could be part of your zodiacal chart. Could also just be a vibe there, and it's the best way to look at it at the moment. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my goddesses of air, the sign of Aquarius, powers of the East, please, 3 cards, one at a time. We'll call them out face up as we go. For the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. What's going on in their internal energy, their feminine energy, heart, third eye, crown dynamic in their work. They've got the visionary. What's going on? You know, particularly visionary really speaks to that third eye stuff. So what's going on there? All right, well, 6 of Cups. You know, there may be some reflection going on here. In this deck, it's called Compassion. One woman laying on the beach being ministered by 5 other women at the ocean, right? The lake, the ocean, whatever, that body of water, waxing and waning, that equal give and take in a compassionate way. Certainly, it's 6s are about balance and harmony even in the Kabbalistic tree of life, balance and harmony is in the heart chakra, there in all of that Tiferet. But with that visionary, this could very much be an open-hearted vision, and one that wants to bring the vocation into it, has a vision to do this in this compassionate way. So there is this emotional flow here. You know, Aquarians are egalitarian. They are humanitarians, right? So that might not just be for another person. That could be a vision for your work in the world. That, you know, we are the world. We are the children. Latoya was wearing a headband. I felt naked. Thank you, Ben Diller. The rebel archetype in their career, please, my beloved goddesses. What's going on there? Because I can feel that rebellion, right? This could be going green. We're going to make the whole company green, right? We're just going to do it. Save the world, right? What's going on here with that rebel in their career? Pele. The Five of Flames, which would be the Five of Wands, which you think of as, you know, conflict, but fives are numbers of change, and it feels like element of fire. This is very third chakra. This is very like it's been building. The molten magma has been building. But Pele, you do not mess with Pele if you don't take the rocks from her volcano. You leave them there, right? Because she will explode and bad things will happen, apparently. I haven't been in this lifetime, so I would love to go to Hawaii at least once, right, in this life. And the Greek Isles. There are places I want to go. But when I think of Pele, I've had Pele moments, this particularly with the rebel archetype. Watch out for the anger. Watch out for the anger. I mean, it says right here, rejects legitimate authority out of anger. So that there's compassion here, the Six of Cups, to sort of cool and soothe this. But this could also be creative energy. This could be that, well, inspiration is the carrot, motivation is the stick, right? So really got to feel that one out here, because it is your creative power. You want to put it out there. Let's keep going, because the three cards we'll lay on top of these next will show us what's going on in the yang, right? So it's building up inside of you. Maybe your top has not blown yet. Mark. All right. My goddesses, please. The Knight archetype, which is that very, very masculine archetype, masculine family archetype, though certainly women can have the Knight energy, for sure. It has nothing to do with their biology, particularly in the 8th chakra. That's like taking a vow, a principle, to a higher principle, an oath. They take vows and oaths, I think. Knights, right, to serve, to do this, to do that, but in their calling here, loyalty, romance, chivalry, and a sense of honor, this might very well be your leverage, because I can see the visionary being cool here, but this rebel in the center, that's the tricky one. So my goddesses, please, heart, third eye, crown. What do you got for the aqua lungs? Okay, Ten of Blades, the Ten of Swords, but in this deck it's the rattle. The passing of the talking stick. Whoever's holding the talking stick, the rattle, is the one who speaks. Everybody else got to focus on them and really hear, not just listen, hear them. And then they pass the stick, and then that person gets to talk around. When we're looking at inside of yourself, this is really mental resolution. In other words, all of the pieces of the puzzle, all the voices, all the perspectives, all that you've learned through the element of air, you are an air sign, obviously, is coming together. So this is your leverage. This is seeing the larger picture, which is the Aquarian thing, fixed air, the stratosphere, frozen air, right? Again, oh, we're all one, humanitarian, all of that, but to have a loyalty to that, I think this is what the visionary is tuning into in the 8th chakra here for you, and it's opening your heart. And it's giving you the feels, maybe, about the work that you do in the world and the people that you can heal. Now, look, not everybody has to quit their job and, start a nonprofit or whatever, a charitable organization. You can bring your vision of compassion to people no matter what you do. Some of the nicest people I've ever met, seriously, baristas at Starbucks. I know a bunch of them. Well, because I'm nice to people. I don't want them switching my shift for decaf. I need that when I go in there, and they love me. Mark! It's like, and they're too young to know what Cheers is. I go, I feel like Cheers. I feel like Norm at Cheers. They're like, Cheers. I'm like, it's not what I mean. So that mental resolution, right? But the challenge here is certainly this rebel. Because the visionary's got it. All right, let's look at this. Let's go. Mythic Tarot, lower 3 chakras, the masculine energy, looking at yourself from the outside, looking in at you, maybe from the inside looking out at something in the physical. Oftentimes those things are linked, but it's the lower 3 chakras. It's where you store your relationship energy. Root chakra, groups, tribes, circles, and you could spend a week writing down all the tribes you're in that you don't realize you're in until you do. Second chakra, one-on-one relationship, your relationship to other people and things, money, part of that for sure. Second chakra stuff. Third chakra, your relationship to yourself. Your honor code, your boundaries, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't. The seed is survival intuition, and your self-estimation, the power of self-estimation as a verb. Ready? Let's do this. Breathe. As I call upon my gods of air, the sign of Aquarius and powers of the East, please, 3 cards in clarity, face up, one at a time, for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. Please clarify as specifically as you can. For the Aquarians in their work, career, vocation, they got the visionary in the 8th in their work with the 6 of Cups, compassion on the inner, and on the outer, the Page of Cups, a time for self-reflection. This is Narcissus, the Greek myth, from whence cometh the word narcissist. I don't think the Page of Cups necessarily indicates a narcissist, but it certainly indicates messages. These can be intuitive messages. These can literally be messages that you are conveying this compassion in a seed way, right? Every page has the ace of the suit itself in it, but Juliet Sharman Burke, who wrote the book, who made the deck, says that this is also about self-reflection and giving yourself the love and the time that you need for yourself, Could very well be you from the outside looking in, receiving the intuitive hits, the emotional harmony, and reflecting on that as a visionary, right? Like a magic mirror, right? Like a visionary scribe over you. Such a bad joke. But Roy Orbison, blessed be. My gods, the rebel in their career, Pele on the inner, 5 of flames, and I do feel that boiling. I feel that building up for them. What's going on the outer, please, for them? Nope, that is 2 cards. Close, though. They're both good ones. Any of those, I saw what they were. Send them around again if you like. For the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Rebel in the 8th, Pele on the inner, and Queen of Swords on the outer, the Aquarius card. Yes. The queens are fixed. Air is air. Swords is air, so the Queen of Swords is fixed. Air. I love this for you. This is about being authentic, but also really seeing it, even from the rebellious point of view. You are ruled by Uranus. I didn't make that up. Can't avoid the joke, though. Which is the rebel. I mean, it is your Uranus, if you want to go there to the ancient Greek. Uranus with a O, I think. This is powerful. This is about you really, really standing your ground here. But I also don't get the feeling that you're letting hell loose. You're not burning down the village here. You are being intellectual, very third eye, very clear, perhaps even very strategic. which makes sense with this 10 of Blades here. I think you're getting creative, intuitive, inspired downloads here. But your loyalty to your path, your loyalty to your calling is really your leverage. I can feel it. It's like I'm leaning that way. So my gods, please, the Knight in the 8th, 10 of Blades, the rattle on the inner. Leave that card in my hand. Make this specific for them. For the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, I'm watching this video, receiving this reading, and this is the other card that I saw, the Emperor. You're either dealing with an emperor or you are the emperor, large and in charge, Zeus. You got Zeus by the 12 gods, the Knight and the Emperor, all in one schemata here. Now remember, Zeus doth wield lightning, and light is truth. You could probably fry somebody with this, but you've got it together. I really, really feel like how you use your power here, it's all about the archetype, right? Allegiance to destructive ruler or principle. Maybe this is a destructive ruler or principle. Religion, spiritual path. Could be anything though, right? It could be absolutely any kind of structure, external. But this could also be you stepping into your power, because a knight can become a king, and a king can become an emperor. A knight becomes a king through conquest. A prince becomes a king through inheritance, right? There are different paths there. Seriously, the Arthurian legend, read well, Mists of Avalon is problematic now, but I didn't, fuck. But this is your leverage. No question, this is your leverage. So, let's get the last 3 cards down. Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck. I love these cards. I use them all the time for myself as well as for clients, and there are a couple of different ways to read these. On one side of the card is the name of the mantra, the other side of the card, the mantra itself. There is a bookie book I'm going to read from, and I'm going to get them all on the table first without looking, to the best of my ability, and then I'll show you how you can put them together for like a paragraph of power for your work, career, vocation. Breathe. Energy is really high for this. I love this read. They don't all feel like this. You freaks of the zodiac. As I call upon the ascended masters of life purpose through the lenses of work, career, and vocation, please. 3 perfect healing mantras for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm watching this video and receiving this reading, please. What do you got for them in their work? Visionary in the 8th chakra, 6 of Cups on the inner, compassion, harmony, Page of Cups on the outer. This could even be something coming to them, a message coming to them from the outside that's really sort of matching the compassion within them, as well as this stuff going on in their vocation. So perfect healing mantra, I'm not going to look. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have the same backing on each card. The career, the rebel in the 8th chakra, with Pele on the inner, and the Queen of Swords, the Aquarian card, according to Julia Charman Burkett. I'm going to take her word for it. Makes sense to me. What's the perfect healing mantra here? This is certainly about them standing their ground and being authentic, but what's their healing mantra? And for their vocation, where truly I can feel the leverage here for them. Knight on the inner, 10 of Blades, Knight in the 8th chakra, heart, third eye crown, 10 of Blades, and the Emperor, Zeus on the outer. What you got for them, please? The perfect healing mantra. Make this specific for them, particularly because this is really where I'm feeling the leverage is for them in their vocation. Don't keep getting twosies. You want the right card. I'll wait. Please leave it in my hand for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm watching this video, receiving this reading. It's okay. I'd rather have the right card and have the video go over. Not that it always does. All right, allowing appreciation, polishing my heart, and dispelling sadness. So You're allowing appreciation in your work, and I get that. Polishing your heart, we'll get there. It is emotional work with that rebel archetype and Pele, I got it, in your career. And dispelling sadness that there might have been some big letdowns in terms of your, well, a couple of things. You'll hear it when I read from the bookie book. Well, here we go. Here are the mantras, right? The value of my life increases every time I appreciate everything in it. Feeling is a power that helps me heal. So you actually got to feel that Pele to heal it. Just don't burn down the village. And I will feel better once I get the rest that I need. There's a lot going on here. And although dispelling sadness may sound like a womp-womp card, it does make sense for your vocation to actually spend some time in prayer, in meditation, spiritual practice, whatever you call it, your loyalty to your own path right now, but you have to maybe look at where you have had an allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle. Because we all have in this life, right? Well, I'm not going to go so far as to say Logan, no carb diet, right? No, I was there. That's how I lost a lot of weight. I did, right? Dr. Atkins, like courtesy telephone. But, that's a thing, right? It's one of the things. People get very, very destructive with that thing, but they have a loyalty to it. So look at your loyalties here. Let's read it from the bookie book. As I said, you got the Visionary, Six of Cups, Page of Cups, in your vibe here, in your work. Allowing appreciation. This is to me like the Abraham Hicks Rampage of Appreciation Emotional Guidance Scale card. All that deep breathing. The value of my life increases every time I appreciate everything in it. When appreciation is allowed, everything is seen as a gift for the evolution of your soul. Because it is. And as a visionary, you can maybe see how all of this in the physical world is coming together, particularly with that Ten of Blades up here in the night. The more often you appreciate, the greater value you feel within your life. What? Right? The more often you appreciate, the greater value you feel within your own life. Absolutely. YouTube video. I'm sure you can find it. Abraham Hicks, Rampage of Appreciation. Trust me. While there is true worth in uncovering your life's purpose, which is what we're looking at here in this reading, most feelings of discontent are not caused by what you do or don't do. They're created simply by a lack of perceived value in your environment. And with the Visionary, with the Six of Cups on the inner, you are reflecting on perhaps, oh, this is totally set up for my soul to do what it's got to do here. And it's worth it. It's worth it. And the more you tune to that, the easier this is going to be. Or maybe even the simpler it's going to be. Instead of waiting for things to get better before you allow appreciation, you must be willing to acknowledge the value in all things. This will awaken the feelings of elation that are always alive within you. And maybe that elation is part of that Six of Cups. This mantra is ideal for increasing worthiness, decreasing feelings of scarcity, and raising your vibration. Rock and roll. I like it. Yes, I like it. The Rebel, Pele on the inner, Queen of Swords on the outer. We're asking the Aquarians to polish their heart and feel their feelings. Why? Why are we asking them to do that? Because feeling is a power that helps me heal. It's one of my superpowers, but then again, I'm a Pisces moon. When your heart is polished, you are able to honor each emotion for its potent healing properties. A polished heart doesn't take sides, cast blame, or maintain grudges. It faces life openly, willing to feel whatever sensations life may inspire, just for the chance to transform higher aspects into perfection, right? So this is the alchemy. So the rage, the anger, particularly if there's social injustice that's getting, well, it's under your skin already, right? To liberate, to balance the scales of justice, which is the Avenger archetype, also a family archetype. But this is about literally challenging authority in some way. But for you to do it to calm and cool. Unless you are dealing with someone with this Aquarian energy, then certainly what's recommended here is that not that you repress it and not that you burn down the village with Pele, but that you allow it to empower you. This mantra is ideal for unraveling emotional stuckness, easing worry, and cultivating bravery. With the Knight, I mean, is bravery one of the words here? Loyalty, romance, and chivalry, a love of honor. Bravery is in a different archetype, but I would say it applies. Let's look here. Dispelling sadness. I will feel better once I get the rest I need. Right? Because Zeus, when he's cranky, when he's tired, I mean, he's king of the gods. He can do whatever he wants, obviously. But, you know, what do you like when you're tired, when you're sad, when your nervous system is overwrought? Knight in the 8th, 10 of blades on the inner. The pieces of the puzzle are there. Emperor, it feels like you're the one who's going to bust a move on this or not. But you will feel better after you get the rest you need. When sadness dissolves, you're able to acknowledge upheavals of emotion as profound healings taking place. This directly relates to what's going on in your career here with polishing my heart. As a result, you are inspired to give your body the rest and rejuvenation it needs rather than to push yourself into states of imbalance. I don't know. It feels like a spiritual calling, spiritual practice kind of thingy-hoo-ha-doo-dah. As you dissolve sadness, you become aware of the vital role downtime plays in helping you recharge your energy field. I burn out quickly if I don't. Putting out a lot of creative energy every single day for Drawing the Circle Productions on Patreon. Just all of the platforms I'm on now, right? So I know I got to keep that in balance for myself. This mantra is ideal for dealing with depression, fighting against time, oh boy, and learning how to relax. Fighting against time is very much that, well, I got to get this done, and then that bill's coming in, all up here, right? To give yourself the rest you need, you certainly will feel better. This makes sense. Let me put it together for you in a blessing, because all of my readings I end with a blessing, because that I have been born with what is called the grace of prayer, and it is in my book, Words of Grace. Prayer has just always flown out of my mouth ever since I was a little itty bitty. Please take a nice deep breath. Bliss, I'm sitting in front of essentially an altar hutch in Starsky as I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. May they be blessed with all that they need in their work, career, and vocation. That they can embrace their capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others, which is oh so very Aquarian anyway, with a willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain, with compassion balancing it, and on some self-reflection and some communication of emotion here going on, allowing appreciation, because the value of their life increases every time they appreciate every little thing in it, bit by bit by bit, and that in their career. They can challenge authority to affect social change, rejecting spiritual systems that do not serve their needs, and certainly channeling that volcano, that Pele, that 5 of flames, changing fire. 5s are change. That power, that passion, but that it also be done in a healthy way and not acting out of anger. And it looks like they are going to do that, keeping their calm if this is them as the Aquarian card, seeing it from a larger perspective and polishing their hearts, allowing themselves to feel that fire and healing it, because feeling is a power that helps them heal, so that their leverage here, truly, they do this, feels like the rest of them will fall into line and they'll know what to do, that in their vocation, that Knight archetype, may they embrace their loyalty, romance, and chivalry with that love of honor as the pieces of the puzzle come together, as the rattle is passed within their own mind, seeing the larger picture so that they can really stand forth as a spiritual force, as Zeus, the Emperor, or dealing with a Zeus and Emperor, while resting, dispelling sadness, because they will feel better once they get the rest they need. And may that rest be truly blessed, bringing them into alignment, their chakras, their levels of power, their work, career, vocation, that they can do what they came into this life to do, to heal, to grow, to learn, to serve, to create, and to fulfill their role in a plan much bigger than any of us can see down here, for their well-being, for our well-being, and certainly for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as I will it. So let it be done. So let it be. And Liz Valentine, if you're watching, this is totally you. I'm gonna make sure I send you this bit, I think. Did you like it? Like it. Hit the thumbs up. Helps other aquariums find it. You want more of me here on YouTube? Then please do subscribe and hit that notification bell, because I'm putting these puppies out when they are ready. Not on any particular schedule anymore. Not now that I'm on Patreon. Patreon is my #1 deal. I'll say it. I know a lot of readers have made the jump over there and you don't see them so much over here, but I'm putting out content at least every day as often as I can. And certainly if you want to book me for a private reading, booking a reading with Mal, there's a video in the description box here on YouTube. It's a fun little vid explaining what it's like before, during, and after usually. Otherwise, get to it. Wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed, my beloved aqua lungs, my aquariums. Good luck with this. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.